Yes, yes. Okay, we got a few snow forts. Well, there was one time when I was a little kid about your age, and we had a big snowstorm at our house too. This was in Kansas. Okay, and we're going to show my house here up on the screen. You can see where I live. Okay, this was our house here in Kansas City. And we lived there for 18 years when I was your age. And we had a tree in the front yard, you can see right over here. And we had, the kitchen was right through this window right here. Okay, so when we had our big storm, all the schools shut down. How many of you kids had your schools shut down? Did you guys have a good day, off from school, planned? Well, I had a good day too. But when we have a good time, we also have to obey our parents and do our chores, don't we? Okay, so when lunchtime came, I had to go and do the dishes. So I was sitting right in front of that window, standing in front of that window doing the dishes, and everybody else who was getting off of work early because of the snowstorm was driving right in front of our house and turning and going up the hill to go to their houses. And we had a hill that came up right up in front of this window. And all those cars would go racing around the corner and go try and race up that hill, and they'd get stuck in the snow. I'm sure a lot of cars got stuck in the snow around your house too. So what happened was all the neighbors would come out and help the people dig their car out of the snow, being friendly, kind neighbors. All those cars got moved over to the side, and eventually a big, let's go to the next slide here. And so here's also the tree. The tree is going to be an important part of the story. Right in front of the tree, we had a little whirligig. Whirligig, does anybody here know what a whirligig is? No? Well, let's go to the next slide. This is a whirligig. There's many different types of them, but they turn in the wind. The wind, and they kind of spin around when the wind blows them. And this is the one that we had, very similar to this, in our front yard right by that tree. The wind blows it, and then the wings spin. So the duck kind of goes. It looks like he's trying to fly away. He kind of goes like this. Okay? So that's what was sitting right by that tree, and we had all that snow, and that duck was going like crazy because the wind was blowing. And eventually, let's go to the next slide, we had a salt truck. Big truck like this with a big snowplow in front. And he came racing around that corner just like those cars, and he went racing up that hill, and snow went flying just like this in all directions, and he got stuck. And so he backed up, and he came all the way down the hill, and then he went up the hill and around the corner again and raced up, and snow went flying again, and he got stuck again. And he did that again and again and again, and finally he gave up. And so he came down the hill and drove away. So I went out and played in the snow some more, and just like all of you. And then we had our dinner, and then I had to do more chores. I had to wash the dishes again. Okay, let's go to the next slide. There was one time I was doing the dishes, and I saw a flash of light come around, and the sun had set, and it was dark, and the street lights had come on, and the snow was all sparkly. Right? You guys know that one? Okay, so the snow was all sparkly, and the wind was still blowing, so the duck was still going. And I saw a flash of yellow, and another flash of yellow, and another flash of yellow. It looked like a police car or something up at the top of the hill. It was this. It was a road grader. Really big snowplow right here. And these tires are as big as your car. Okay? It's a really big vehicle. And he was going to plow that hill, and he was going to plow it from the top coming down. So there was a guy sitting up in the cab, and he had a light on, and he was up there, and he was confident, and he knew exactly what he was doing. And so he started to come down the hill with this thing. And he started down the hill, and he started to pick up some speed, and then he started to slide. And suddenly, he didn't know what he was doing anymore. He started to go with the levers frantically, and he lost control, and he was sliding down the hill, and he was coming right for me. He was coming right for our house with this thing. and I looked up and I said, Mom, Dad? And so my parents came running, and they looked, and they saw it coming for them too. And the duck saw it coming too. And when he got to the bottom of the hill, he came and continued into our yard. And he stopped right before the duck. So the duck was still there, right in front of this thing, going. So, what kind of lessons does this give us? Let's go to the next slide. What kind of lessons does this give us? It gives us Jesus. That's right. You got anything to add? No? It tells us that even when we're out of control, Jesus is still in control. Okay? So I want you guys to remember that. And also, it tells us that when things are out of control, Jesus is in control, but he's in control because he loves us. Okay? And I think that's really important. I want you kids to remember that. Okay? So now we're going to pray. I just want 2 people to pray. 2 hands. Okay? You and you. Okay?